Alright, hey guys, we're back. Another Golf Clash tutorial here, and hole 4, par 4. This is the old hole, and wow. So this is the one case where, I'm not even sure I can get that there. So this is the one case that you're going to see me, I guess, pull out a katana ball. I do want to make sure that if at all possible, I can make it to that other fairway, that's what I do. So here you're going to just see me kind of max things out. And it is only a katana, I'm assuming, especially if you're, well, maybe not early on, but, getting it and actually landing it to that second fairway can be crucial. And you can see that I barely made it. And I do just want to stress the importance of being able to get to the center of that fairway, especially early on. It could be an important thing. So you haven't seen me use a katana yet, so I just want to stress the importance of just, using the right balls at the right time, kind of. That you can see that, I reserved it for only a time where I absolutely needed it, basically. And pulled it out because it was the difference between me making it to the fairway and barely creeping it up onto that other surface. And here you can see the full effects of what's going to happen. And as I mentioned, if at all possible you can land it to that rough, I highly recommend you doing it. So for that reason and that reason alone, you can see that 3 rings down, which is probably pretty close to where I'm going to, well, it might over launch a little bit. So you're probably going to see me just slightly take off of max club here. So you can see 4 rings is where the fairway starts. I'm a little hesitant downwind like this, so I am going to take off just slightly, kind of like this. Hopefully, oh, look at that, I got perfect ball. So hopefully I can play my wind right and get this going towards, oh, checked up. Look at that. That was going right at it. I was going to give myself a chance, and it didn't run out. So the one thing I am noticing about that rough surface, it used to always play consistent. Now I'm seeing 2 different playouts. The way that it runs out, there's 2 different hops you can get. So I do want you guys to be mindful of that when you go about playing your tournaments, and hopefully we can find out some kind of solution as to what makes one happen versus the other. And hopefully we can try to avoid those spots that makes the one happen and the other happen. But this early on, when I've only played, maybe 10 rough bump shots total, I'm just kind of in the early phases, not knowing what to do. So it's still a learning experience for me as well. But when we get a fixed wind, I'll definitely be able to mess around with things a little bit and hopefully, work on resolving that and hopefully giving herself a good chance to get that one. Because this hole specifically, last time the tournament was here, I was able to make quite a lot of times. And it was the difference between basically winning and losing, because I was getting it at least once per round. There was times that I was getting it on both sides. So just something to keep in mind. And now, from what I've seen recently, it's much tougher than it used to be. So just something to keep in mind, especially for your own personal, if you're struggling on that one, it's not just you. I'm also struggling on it. So just something to keep in mind. And let's see what we can do here. I am not going to switch clubs. I usually go about 3.5 backspin. Play off this center of the island here. We're going to go maybe 3.75, somewhere in there. Kind of play it right here. Get a little aggressive here. It'll be right in here. And play very close to max ring adjustment. I usually go maybe just a little bit beyond max, so you're going to see me go, oh no. So I'm getting temporary lapses of Wi-Fi for some reason. Oh, crap. So just shot off 0.64. not bad overall, especially with the whatever Wi-Fi drops I'm getting, and for whatever reason that's happening. But it is a little bit easier to pull off than Goliath, but I do want you guys to know that it's very hard to shot copy here. You really need to focus more than anything on your landing zone. So wherever you choose to land it, that's what dictates your spin. So I do want you guys to be very critical with the way that you go about doing your adjustments, because if you're just slightly off with where you go to set up and just try to say, oh hey, I hit the same spin as you or whatever, it could be the difference between, you know, pulling it off and not pulling it off, and having, you know, good, because there you can see it's kind of checking up a little bit too. It might not have ran out, even though he used the same spin. So just something to think about. But good luck with that one, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.